What's up, everybody? My name's Tremaine, Trills, whatever you want to call me. I am the owner, founder, CEO of the 21 Experiment. So this is a real chill vibe, man. I've never really done this before. I want y'all to feel comfortable with me. I want y'all to, kind of make this interactive in the comments. Please like, subscribe if you want to be a part of the movement. But basically, I'll be showing content periodically of the whole process, right? Everything that goes into starting the 21 Experiment, the organizations, the awareness parties, the product sales that will go directly back to these organizations that are really here to help us out. But before I get into all of that, I want to answer the main question. What is the 21 Experiment? And if we're being honest, it's all of those things I just mentioned, right? So basically, I took two things I'm very passionate about, very good at, and combined them into one, and in sort of an experimental way, right? And it basically was a match made in heaven. So the 21 Experiment is basically a brand, which we will be selling hats in particular. As you can see, I'm obsessed with hats. I have 224 hats, I think, right now. These hats are stacked together. So these are just some of my favorite that are sticking out there. But basically, the proceeds of every hat sale will go directly to these nonprofit organizations that are mainly focused on Black mental health awareness, education, treatment, resources, self-help guides on how to get through some of those things that in the Black community we kind of ignore. If we're being quite frank, like, I know in my Black community or in my family, if you had depression was a white person's illness. Anxiety, it only happened to white people. It don't happen to Black people. And it's funny, and I can be frank with you guys. I'm gonna always keep it 100% honest. I want to be myself completely in this, so you guys really get to know me. But basically, it was like a disease we couldn't catch, right? Well, that was wrong. I definitely caught it like it was COVID. Yeah, I caught depression about a year ago, and it had been like ongoing. Like, depression for me was kind of like a build-up process. It wasn't like boom, it hits you and you just feel it. It was like something that I just started to slowly notice carry on. I had low energy, low motivation. I didn't even want to go to the gym. I didn't want to get out of bed. I was having migraines. I didn't want to be alone, but I really didn't want to be around nobody. Just having those weird feelings where I couldn't be Tremaine, the person that, I was my whole life. I couldn't be myself, man. And, now that I'm back to being myself, I kind of had that moment where, I prayed to God and I'm like, please, if you make me feel better, I'll never drink again. That moment you have where you're like, if you could just get me out of this, I promise, I'll do whatever. Now, I mean that literally. I prayed to God and I was like, yo, that's how I talk to God, by the way. Yo, please help me get out of this. I don't know what to do. I'm not myself. I don't know if it's depression, anxiety, PTSD, but bipolar. I didn't know what it was. But I was like, if you get me out of this, I will do anything and everything in my power to help as many people not deal with it as I can. And that was my promise to him. I try to get really detailed with him because he'll answer me every time, but he does it in his own funny way. Yeah, I think he has a sense of humor, at least when it comes to me. And the people that do believe in God, y'all know what I'm talking about. But basically, he got me out of it. It was a weird way. My mom got sick and she needed me to move from Kansas City back home, which was weird. I've been gone since I was 17, but she almost died because of COVID. I freaked out. All she had to do was say, baby, I need you home. Packed up everything, put it into storage, left my car. The car is still in Kansas City, moved straight back home to Virginia Beach, where I'm currently located, to help her out with her health, right? So doctor had mentioned, a lot of things that would help as far as her diet, her lifestyle as far as getting in the gym and dropping off some weight, all the things that I was really good at, she was needing help with. So I left. I left KC, all my friends, relationships I had there, people I met that were awesome, that had to deal with depressed Trey, which was crazy. But I left all of them, came back home, and helped my mom with all of that, and it was amazing. Is amazing, I should say. Was able to rekindle that relationship since I've been gone so long. You kind of grow apart, but not me and my mom. Still the same, still vibing. And she lost about 17 pounds since I've been home. So shout out to her. If y'all know Teresa, say something in the comments. She'll be happy about that. But basically, not to get too far off topic, the whole time I was here, I was thinking I was helping her, and really trying to get my mom in a good position. And the whole time, God was playing with me. I was here to get the help I was asking for, and really just getting out of my environment and being around real love and away from negativity, toxic energy, all those things played a big part in why I was depressed and having some of those symptoms. However, once I realized that, I had to keep my promise. What was I going to do to help people, and instead of keeping it on some small scale with the people I know and the people, please reach out to me if you need something, I turned it all the way up. I'm like, you know what? You've been wanting to create hats for a long time. What's the number one thing that people see, when you're walking around? Like, you notice a person's shirt, their hat, their fit. It almost speaks to you before they speak to you. If you see somebody with a Yankee hat on, no matter where he's at, you probably think he's from New York, or you think he's from New Jersey or whatever. They got a Chicago Bulls hat on, you think they from Chicago, LA, all those dope cities. But I was like, let's create something that will have that same brand awareness, still be sleek, simple, not doing too much, something that matches the culture, still go with the ones you might be rocking, still go with, what I mean, the fit you're rocking, and the icon staple of rocking snapbacks and hats that we created. I wanted to use that same energy to give back to the community that created it, right? So we have a disparity with mental health treatment and resources in our community because of our stigma and cultural barriers. And I'm hoping by creating this awareness, by rocking these hats and having people recognize them, and having these organizations, push, people to understand what we're doing here, since I'll be funding them for a lot of stuff. I'm hoping to have that partnership create something bigger than I can even think of, right? We made rocking hats cool. People used to only wear them to go to a baseball game or, go to a football game. And we made it cool to rock it with your outfits and really make it a staple in the fashion world, if we're being honest. So my goal was to take my love of hats, create a dope hat, throw a ribbon on the side and within the logo where it raises the question, right? When you see a pink ribbon, you think breast cancer, right? So this ribbon is created by me. It's a black ribbon for Black people, no offense to everybody else, but it's outlined in the same green that's for mental health, right? So when people see it, they may just think it's an outlined mental health awareness ribbon, but you actually have the black ribbon in there to, remain a company focused on that portion of the community. Now, raising awareness for Black mental health, it does not exclude white people or people that are not Black. It still helps that situation as well. We just need a little bit more help, right? We just need a little bit more attention in this particular field so that we can catch back up. Our kids can catch back up. We can feel a little bit better, talking to our kids that might be dealing with this in the future because our parents didn't tell us, or we never dealt with it ourselves. But what happens when, your son or daughter is dealing with depression? Are you going to be the same way and just say, you're okay, that's for white people, or whatever you want to call it? So that's the message that I want you guys to really soak in, and I hope it resonates with you. And just know that all the support that you guys can give once these hats drop really is going directly to these organizations to help provide this. And that's part of the experiment, and once we get it to a certain point, this experiment doesn't have to stop. You know, we can do it for autism, Down syndrome, gay pride, you know, women's equal rights and equal pay. I mean, we can go down the line of a ton of things we can work with. But for now, I want you guys to know that this is a Black-owned company, and my primary focus is helping the culture. And all you guys who aren't Black, I appreciate you for still being a part of this. And you're so important, because it goes a long way. You know, when you see Black people marching for something and then you see a bunch of white people doing it with them, it really changes the narrative and stops people from thinking we're just angry or upset, or we can't find anything to make us happy. You know, all those stigmas that we got, man. I really want y'all to feel like y'all are part of something big, because that's how big I want it to be. I'm not going small with this. We're going to start in Kansas City. We're going to start in Virginia Beach. We're going to start in Newark, New Jersey, where I'm from. And we're going to take this as far as we can, man. And this is my first one we dropping. I hope this kind of gave you a little explanation on what the 21 Experiment is. Once the website's live, once these products get here, you guys will be the first to know. So please subscribe and like this video. And we'll just continue to keep it going, man. Hit me up in my DMs at TrailsXXI or at the 21 Experiment. I'm the only one that runs the social media at this moment, so you will get me directly. If you have any questions, you just want to talk, you just want to chop it up, or if you want to be a part of it, please let me know. But other than that, peace out. I love you guys. Thanks for the support.